Welcome everybody to a special council meeting of the Naracoorte-Lucindale Council, where we acknowledge and respect our complex history and we welcome everyone to build our future together. Please note, this meeting is being live streamed, recorded and published in accordance with the Council's live streaming and recording of public meetings policy. To those present in the gallery today, by attending a public meeting of the Council, you are consenting to your image, voice and comments being recorded and published. Anyone who is invited to speak will be recorded and their voice, image and comments will form part of the live streaming. I know we don't have anyone in the public today. I don't know whether we'll call for any apologies, but I do note that we have some councillors who may turn up during the course of the meeting. That will be noted. Any declarations of interest? Being none, thank you very much. Item 3, reports for decision. 3.1, master plan, asset management plan amendments.
Thank you, Mayor.
Kelly.
So Council may recall that when we were talking about the 25-26 budget and having discussions, we did talk about the need for us to have a close look at our longer term plans as well, asset management plans and financial plan, and look at a bit more of a prudent approach to the next 10 years. So we pointed out that Council would face multiple years of operating deficit, which was a pretty new space for this Council, and diminishing cash reserves if we didn't take a closer look at those plans and the forecasts. So we have interrogated those a little bit at the recent briefing sessions on master plans and asset management plans last week, and had a fair bit of feedback from the Council members in those two sessions. The two key areas we wanted to bring to your attention in particular were around the significant capital renewal and replacement costs up front in the asset management plans, and I think it was around about $12 million for the CBD rejuve plan alone was brought into that first year, and the need to at least spread that investment over the life of the plans. There were also significant projects in the plans that would require and should require a bit more interrogation with the community and understanding of the community's willingness to pay for those projects. So they were the key themes we talked about, certainly in the master plan briefing session and also the asset management plan briefing session. So broadly, what we are seeking tonight is a direction that allows us to finalise the drafting of those plans to bring back to Council at the September ordinary meeting. And the key aims that we're trying to get out of this is to bring us back into operating surplus earlier than we were initially forecasting. Removing a handful of big ticket projects from the 10-year forecasts, which could then be later tested with the community if we wanted to progress with those. More evenly spread the timing of those projects to allow for better planning and grant funding pursuit prior to going ahead with the projects. And then ensuring the cash balances remain positive for the life of the plan. I did want to take a moment to talk about master plans because I've had a few questions about the master plans, and I want to stress that this Council has some really excellent plans and really fantastic projects included in those plans. I've had a few questions about whether we need to update the plans or do something different with them, and my answer to that is really no. So adopting a master plan does not confirm a project is going to happen. It never does and never should, because Council should have ability to review, assess, change its decisions along the way of those plans, and importantly test things with the community over time. So in my view, we don't really need to spend time and money reviewing or changing those plans. They're a point in time adopted plan and they should stay as they are essentially without major consideration. Paul McCrosty, in one of his reports in terms of the town centre rejuve plan, said there's a level of flexibility with high level conceptual documents such as this, and therefore Council should not be concerned with being locked into any form of commitment. I think it's really important that you remember that. Reviewing plans, scaling back plans, adding to the plans, subject to community willingness to pay are all reasonable steps for Council to take. So I hope you've caught that in the last couple of briefing sessions we've had, and yeah, happy to take any questions, and the team's here to answer any questions as well. Thank you.
for those people that weren't here during the briefing sessions, have they got any particular questions, or would they prefer to go out of session for a moment to have any discussions?
As someone who wasn't present, thank
Councillor
you,
Dennis.
Mayor Ross. Very thorough information provided, and I'm satisfied with that personally. I really like the thinking here and the working through and the outcomes that were achieved by the, not outcomes, but the direction that was perhaps given from the meeting. So I'm certainly in favour, and I thank you for the information provided.
Thanks, Councillor Dennis. Councillor Turner.
Similar comment. I wasn't able to attend the briefing sessions, but I felt like I was part of them with the information provided and the direction. I had correspondence directly with the CEO and the Mayor, and I felt that the plan landed pretty much essentially where I would have liked to land had I participated in the group discussion. So I congratulate particularly the CEO and the administration, but also those members who were at those planning sessions. I think it's what I did find was it gave people an aerial view of all the master plans collectively, both as a group of plans but also as a financial implication over the 10 years, which, as I said to the CEO, I was fortunate enough to be able to have that being part of the being part of the Audit and Risk Committee, but just being able to look at what the 10-year plan looks like and some of those big ticket items, whether they would pass the pub test or whichever test you describe it as. And I think the process that you have put in place has been extremely efficient in terms of its timing, and I think the outcome is something that I am generally pleased and I'd be proud to be part of it. So congratulations from my viewpoint.
Thank you, Councillor Turner. If there's no further discussion, Councillor Goodman.
I would like to move the motion and speak to it if I may, please, Mayor.
You happy to move the resolution in its entirety?
I am happy with that, although if others would prefer something different, I'm happy to take.
Okay. If the chamber is happy to have the resolution moved in its entirety, I'd ask for a second. Councillor Turner, second. Yes, you may speak.
Well, I did want to
Councillor
speak
Goodman.
to this because, there was a volume of information. There's a lot of work that has been put in and continues to be done on these master plans and asset management plans. And coming into these workshops, I have to say, I felt a level of overwhelm because I wanted to make sure that I was doing it justice, but there's a lot to digest. And you would like to say that the way that the process was facilitated and run broke it down into a way that clarified it, and feel like moving forward from here, we've got a really good base to be going off and, as you say, adding to or taking from or augmenting or being flexible about. And so I really appreciate the work that's been done and happy to support this recommendation.
Thank you, Councillor Goodman. There's no further discussion. I put the proposal. I won't read it in its entirety. I'm sure you've all had the opportunity to read it. All those in favour? Carried. Thank you. There being no further business,
Is there a record?
I declare the meeting closed. Thank you.